Okay, hi, I'm doing Virgo, December 2019 Love Tarot card reading, okay? The first card that I have for you, now note in November, you guys did not have a love interest to my knowledge. I just kind of saw your energy transform throughout November. So for this month, it may not be a love reading, like you have like 2 months where love may not be the main priority. You have a chance to work on yourself for this month. So just don't be, I guess, let down as I go through the reading. Just know beforehand you're working on yourself. You're clearing out all of maybe your bad habits, or it may not be a bad habit of yours, but maybe perhaps people may have told you some things about yourself that kind of chase them away. So just kind of pay attention that you're working on yourself for December because you're preparing yourself to get into a relationship, okay? So let me start with the first card. The first card is the Wheel of Fortune. So luck is working in your favor, but like I said, it's for you to work on yourself, okay? So the next card is the Three of Roses. This is a card of opportunity. So you go out, you hang out, you socialize, you meet new people. Maybe perhaps you may meet someone you like. I can't say for definite that you will or won't have love coming into your life because there are two cards. I want to show it to you. There are two cards that I pulled yesterday and today. And because it's the same two cards, it's kind of weird. I pulled some cards, and then for some reason the Princess of Gems and the Princess of Wings popped out together, and like one was hiding behind the other. So I almost thought that I only had like one card, and I realized there were two cards together. And so this popped out during an earlier reading too. So I said, why would I pull out these same two cards? And for the other reading, these were like the last two cards, and it didn't make sense in the reading. So I realized it may be my personal energy because I have two daughters, and I'm wondering if I'm pulling their energy or something. I'm not sure. There's a possibility that a messenger could be relevant to you guys, like learning, communication, researching. There's a possibility that natural living may be kind of relevant to you also. But I'm just thinking I didn't include it in the reading because I wasn't sure. It didn't actually pop out. It like kind of jumped, but didn't really jump out. And then for some reason, when I took it out, I didn't even, I just put it back. So there's a possibility that this could be relevant in your reading. But for some reason, my spirit keeps telling me, no, it's my energy pulling it. So I'm just letting you know. So when you have this card, this Three of Roses card, you get out and socialize. You're not stuck in your house. You know, you have the opportunity to meet people. So each individual Virgo, you know, you may have your own story of how your month turns out. So let me see, is there anything else about these cards? No, not about that one. So the next card is the Empress card. The Empress card is normally about like a happy home and family life and or a pregnancy. In this case, it may just be you're fixing up your home, you're fixing up yourself, and you're looking pretty good, and your house is looking pretty good too. You could also be creative, like in your creative projects. You may take on a new project or something. You may birth a new idea, a new project to work on. So the next card is the Ace of Roses. This is a card of passion. So in a case where you may not be involved with someone, like I said, you may have, it's very possible, I don't have a person card, but it's very possible that the Three of Roses, when you went out to socialize, that you did meet someone. I don't have a card to explain what happened, but if you did meet someone, there's a possibility that there was a pregnancy, okay? There's a possibility that this passion card is in relation to that person. So as I stated, you know, your own individual circumstance may not show in this reading. This is a general reading. So the passion card here may be that maybe you did meet someone, or it could just be that your perfect love partner is coming toward you. They just haven't come yet, okay? So the next card is the Eight of Gems. This is a card of perfectionism. So you guys are Virgos. You guys know what that word means. I don't have to say it twice. But anyway, you may get a reward for good behavior or find a love interest while you're doing projects of your own. The important thing is to not try to be so focused on perfectionism that you lose track of what you're working on. Like, focus on the details of what you're working on. Don't try to make everything perfect, okay? The next card is Nine of Gems. So this card is about kind of working on yourself and not worrying about a partner to fulfill you or to not it's about being happy within yourself. So that means like I said with the Empress card here. Sorry, I should put here. The Empress card, you're working on yourself, like your appearance, your home, and other areas of your life. So with this Independence card, it's basically like you're trying to do your work and enjoy it. You're trying to work on yourself. So maybe perhaps you got a new hairstyle. Maybe perhaps you fixed up the one you already have. It's just about being your best self, you know? So maybe choosing the job that you like best, or, you know, not to say that you have to change your job, but it's just, I guess, how to explain it best. When you're looking good and feeling good, you'll draw love toward you. So you're just working on yourself, okay? And the love doesn't have to come right at this moment, but you're in the process of drawing it. So the next card is the Eight of Shells card. This is a card of sacrifice. So this card means that the love that you desire, it may come at a price. So maybe you have too many things going on in your life, and when love does come in, you might have to rearrange your schedule. Something to that effect going on. So maybe perhaps the reason you don't have love is because you're busy and you have other priorities right now. So the next card is the Four of Gems. And so this card is a card of possessiveness. So again, you're working on yourself. This is a card about loving what you do have, being grateful for what you do have. So your home, you're working on taking care of that. Your children, your family members, you're just working on yourself and working on those around you. You're already taken care of, okay? I don't think there's anybody you're guarding. If you did meet someone already, maybe perhaps you're considering that that's your person and you're getting a little bit more personal and up close with them. Like, you're kind of like saying, hey, this is my girlfriend or boyfriend, instead of just this is a person I'm seeing. You're getting a little bit more attached to that person if you do have a person in your life. The next card is the Five of Roses card. This is a card of competition. So if you do have a person in your life, you may have to kind of compete for their attention. And that's kind of a bad feeling, because normally when you have a person in your life, you kind of want them to love and appreciate you for who you are. But if you don't have a person in your life, maybe perhaps, like I said, you're just working on yourself and just making sure you're doing the best for yourself. And I guess trying to achieve as much as you can at the moment, so that when that perfect partner comes in, you're at your best. So the next card is the Hierophant. This is a card of tradition. So I'm the way that I'm doing this reading is kind of like if you're in solitude, like, not that you're not around other people. It's kind of like you're not in a relationship. That's the way I saw it, because I think those two cards that came out, that just was something with my energy that I was pulling similar cards in different readings. So the Hierophant card, like I said, is about tradition. So maybe perhaps you're living an appropriate life so that when the right partner comes in, they're going to say, hey, that's a great catch. So an example of that might be you cook dinner, you know, or you clean up after yourself, or just different things like that. Or you don't stay out late and party or club too much. It's weird, because normally when I get this card and you're in a relationship, I could better explain, like, okay, you're not cheating, you're not doing things to make it seem like you're cheating. But in this case, when you're by yourself, you're living the lifestyle of a person that will be desirable by whatever sex that you date, I guess, you know? So you'll be that person's ideal catch. So you're living that type of lifestyle. So the next card is a Temperance card, and this is a card about patience. So as I explained, right now, this month may not be the time to find love. You may be in a process of finding love, and by the end of the month, maybe love is coming in, but maybe you won't see it right at the moment. Maybe it hits right as New Year's approaches or something. I'm not sure. So the thing that came to mind when I was looking at that card is related to this crossroads card, because for some reason I wanted to point out that for Virgos, you guys have an issue maybe with perfectionism. And so with that being said, you guys may have a tendency to maybe be judgmental and criticize others, and you don't realize you may run away people from your I guess people that hang around you. You may run them away if you're being overly critical or nitpicky or something like that. So during this month, you're clearing out the ways that have your personal characteristics that maybe make others stay away from you. It's like what you're doing is you are becoming more attractive to love by being considerate of others and how they feel. So instead of you maybe being critical of something somebody did, maybe you're appreciating what they did do correctly. So you're learning how to look at things differently and changing your perspective, okay? But the Crossroads card is a card where you are trying to figure out what's for you, what's not for you. And you're trying to figure out which road do you want to walk on. So would you like to be the perfectionist, or would you like to be, I guess, I won't say an average person, but would you like to be I don't know how to say this the best way. Would you like to be a normal person who kind of understands that people are people are not perfect. So if you demand perfection from your partner, you may have less choices around you. You can stay in that mindset if you would like to, but you could also be accommodating of others' imperfections, not like major issues that are deal breakers, but like, say for instance, if someone does not take out their garbage as often as you would like, how big of a deal breaker is that? Like, I mean, if you just find reasons to dismiss people and it may not be something major, I don't know. So this card of Crossroads is, how do you see life at this moment? How do you see your life with another person? Are you going to micromanage your future partners, or are you going to cut that out? And are you going to learn how to accept people and love people for who they are? So it's kind of like, because if you do want to be really picky, you may kind of walk the road alone because you may not find the perfect partner to match you. But when you learn how to be more open-minded and accepting of others, you may have a world opening before you of choices to choose from. So it kind of depends on how you look at life. So the next card is the Emperor in the reverse position. This is a card of power. And so with this card, you're trying to not allow others to take away your power. You don't want people who are going to abuse you or mistreat you. And so you're learning how to stand up for yourself when you do need to. And maybe perhaps not choose people to as a partner if they are going to be overly controlling or try to abuse you. So say, for instance, this Emperor card in the upright position, it would maybe be about a boss or a business associate who is attracted to you. But if that person is using that and holding it over your head and saying you cannot keep your job unless you submit to whatever they're requesting, you are saying, no, I'm not going to stand for that. I would like to keep my job, but I'm not gonna sink down to that level. And I'd like to keep this a business only relationship, So you're learning how to take back your power and speak up for yourself. So the next card is the Seven of Gems in the reverse. This is a card about frustration. So a lot of times when I get this card, it could be frustration about monetary issues. But in this case for you Virgos, you may just be overly committed to too many things. And because of that, you don't have time for love anyway. And so I think that's basically what I want to say about this card. So the next card is the Death card in the reverse. It's about transformation. So the Death card in the reverse is normally about things that you're refusing to let go of, but you don't have a choice. In this case, it may be that like I said, I was mentioning criticism and other things. Yeah, you're basically needing to let go of those bad habits. What is it in your life that you kind of been told, like, I really wish you would understand how I feel, and then your past partners have said, I think you're not listening to me, or I think you're, maybe wanting your way too much. I'm not sure what your past partners have told you, but it's kind of about looking at yourself and kind of saying, how how fair am I in a partnership? Have I been fair to my past partners? What is it that I need to change about myself in a good way to make sure that I'm a good person, to make sure that I'm not being too difficult for no reason? Things like that. So like I said, you're dealing with yourself. And the way that you guys cleaned up your home and cleaned up your appearance and all of those other things, you're also cleaning up your personality characteristics that are not conducive to having a successful relationship. So that's what that card is about. So the next card is the Ten of Roses in the reverse. This is a card about stress. And as I stated earlier, you guys have a lot of commitments going on during December. I guess because it's the holiday time and that could be a little bit stressful. So I guess you're learning how to deal with the stress and not let it overcome you. And let's see. Also, to maybe perhaps some of the friends that you had around you that could be helpful. Maybe perhaps if they have run off for some reason or another. I'm not sure if you're making apologies and getting back in good terms with those people that have left your life who are, like I said, good energy people who are not negative. They're not trying to bring you down. Making sure also that you're not trying to bring them down. So I'm not sure who was in the wrong if people left your life. So if you feel like you have been negative toward other people and trying to do them harm, I don't know if you're making apologies now or, like I said, you're working on you. So it could be that you're making apologies. But if you do make apologies, make sure that you don't continue to walk in those ways that was causing other people to stumble. And make sure that you kind of keep up that better positive outlook on life. And like I said, it's not good when we cause other people to stumble because we're just picking on them for either minor things or, you can't be overly controlling of others just like they can't be overly controlling of you. Okay? So the next card is the World card in the reverse. And this is a card about consummation. And so this card is I don't know if it's saying that your world, instead of you having all of these opportunities and options available at the moment, maybe this is around Christmas Day, that this card is relevant because instead of all of the stores being open or whatever else, the stores are going to be closed, and maybe your world is limited to the home or the party or whatever environment that you're in. You don't have the opportunity maybe to go to the store to go shopping. That is if you're in the USA, So maybe this card, like I said, is just one more thing is to keep your business to yourself if you have problem issues, because at this time maybe people will be likely to gossip you. And let's see, if you do find a love interest, make sure that you're not finding one that's doomed from the start. So don't choose someone that's like nearly impossible to keep or nearly, like you guys have so many differences that you can already see where you're going to fail before you even start. So kind of be choosy enough to, I'm not saying be overly choosy, but don't choose someone who's so far away. One more thing is that Virgos may sometimes have like a tendency to choose a partner that they have to fix, okay? That could also be maybe a problem for you guys. So when you're choosing a future partner, when you have the opportunity to, don't choose someone like, say for instance, you decide to be helpful to someone and try to help them recover from self-esteem issues or something like that. Make sure that when it comes to relationships, you cannot really change people. So be careful when you take on a person who has all of these self-esteem issues or just issues that you can't change within them. Just make sure that you choose a partner that is going to be, I guess, at a reasonable, they have a reasonable similarity to you in some way that you guys can work together. So the example that the True Love book, this is a True Love deck of cards. Their example is like if you choose someone who doesn't even speak your language as their first language, and like you have that much that is not in common when you're trying to choose a love partner, like you have so much to overcome and your life is already so busy. So just kind of be careful who you choose when you are choosing a love partner. So it's like this funny little thing I'm saying, don't be overly picky, but also don't be so relaxed that you choose someone who's so far away from you that you can't pull them close enough, okay? So the next card is the Fool. So you spent the time, like these are the last three cards here. You spent the time working on yourself throughout December, and as it's drawing closer to New Year's Day, it's almost like you're mentally, spiritually, maybe emotionally and physically ready to get into a relationship. So you're ready to take that leap to find the love of your life, you know? So with the Fool card, it's about trust, okay? It's about I think it's about truthfulness. And so you're going to know who you are. And when you converse with a potential partner, I guess you're not going to make up things. You're going to tell the truth. Hopefully, they're going to tell you the truth also, and you can establish trust, okay? But the Fool card is about like taking that leap of faith toward your dreams. So now you're like putting a little bit more faith in yourself that you can find who you're looking for. Maybe you've said a little bit of prayer, you meditated, and you said, dear source, or however you want to say it, like, I would like you to please bring this type of person into my life because now I'm ready to be in a relationship. So this is your mindset maybe as you're approaching New Year's Day, that you're ready for love. The next card is the Six of Wings card, and this is a card about passage. So this is almost like where maybe you took a step back from trying to force the issue, and you're almost like you're getting relaxed. You're in the holiday season and you're like, I'm just going to enjoy myself. I did all this work. I'm here. I'm relaxing with family or friends. And maybe perhaps you're traveling to see family or friends. And maybe perhaps when you get out of your own environment, maybe perhaps you do meet that person that you've been waiting to get to know, that love partner, or maybe several love partners that you can get to know and figure out who's right for you. So the last card here is the Ace of Gems card, and this is a card about rewards. So this is a card that's stating that maybe love will come to you either through your relaxing holiday time or your vacation to go see family and friends. And it's just generally a good card to get because you started off the month with the Wheel of Fortune. I almost said the world, I'm sorry. You start off the month with the Wheel of Fortune card, and this is about luck. And then you ended the month with the Ace of Gems card, which is about rewards, okay? Your reward could be love, it could be money, it could be like health and well-being for your family, your friends, your pets, or something like that. But anyway, it's generally a good card to get. So even though you guys don't have love in your December reading that I can like show you a person, a card, a court card or something like that, and say, hey, this is the type of love that you're going to draw into your life. You can still be attracting love based on loving yourself and based on you clearing out bad patterns or characteristics about yourself that was maybe preventing you from attracting the love that you desired, okay? So anyway, thank you Virgos for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, look in the description box down below to get my contact information. Anyway, thank you for listening. Bye.